Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel. There is issue between Sowore, why he was arrested because he was calling the IGP of police an illegal officer, because the IGP of police must have meant to have retired last year September, but guess what, he extended his retirement to 2027. So in Nigeria, you can extend your retirement. Nigeria is so corrupt to the end. That's why we have people like Sowore, Deji, always coming out to blast this set of people. And then they are angry and arresting him. And even told him the kind of base which he needs to jump. But he said, no, I'd rather be in your custody than to carry out your bail. Because tell me why someone can extend his retirement. It's only in Nigeria you can see that in the corruption in Nigeria is so much heavy that people can do as they wish because they are in power. You can imagine people that are meant to make sure that the rule of law is carried out are the ones failing the rule of law. Because if you have reached your time to retire, nothing should make you extend it, if not for corruption. Let me take a look at what he said and also what Deji also said, because these two, they blasted the government and they blasted the IGP of police, the illegal IGP of police, because that's what he calls him every time, illegal IGP, because his time have expired, but he decided to extend his retirement, which means making him an illegal officer. Just think about what Sowore said, and I'll be to you guys in a minute.
Yes, yes. We have just completed one leg of the arguments for today. The police came, charged me for offenses that were contrary to the police service rules 367, which says that no police officer should use the police office to carry out personal vendetta. That's pretty much how that was described. But the IG of police, the illegal IG of police, I'm repeating it here again today, is doing just that. We are here to end the charlatanism that has become a public office and public service. So I'm following the police back to the hotel they provided for me. They call it hotel in there. It's because tomorrow the judge will give a final ruling on bail. Even though it should never have happened that somebody of my status, a presidential candidate twice in this country, who, if elections were properly held, I will be president today with full immunity, is being told that I will jump dead for offense of cyber crime. I even have another trial coming out on February 4th for the same offense. But in the country we found ourselves, I'm going to leave you with lawyers, very competent, radical, tireless, in-depth, fatigable lawyers to brief you with the rest.
Please, one question.
Yes, go ahead. I rejected the administrative bail of the police because I cannot, in good conscience, continue to participate in illegality. The courts have made it very clear that the police have no right to grant administrative bail that asks for civil servants to own, first and foremost, 100 million naira houses, which is a crime. That's corruption. It's corruption. And to stand bail for me, who is an employer of labor. I'm a publisher of an internationally renowned news website. I have people who are hired in Nigeria and abroad. I'm not a civil servant. In fact, I'm an uncivil citizen who is against all kinds of corruption, and I've spent my entire life fighting against corruption. So to now ask me, to insult me that I should provide a level 17 director who had not, who had not gotten employment when I was fighting for democracy in 1992. To now ask the president to come and stand shorty for me is the biggest insult. Even if President Bola Tinubu had appeared as my shorty, I would have rejected that very laughable, frivolous, ridiculous, and I dare say stupid bail condition. If the court in its own wisdom decide that they want my passport in their coffers because it's a very special passport, that's a different issue. But we must continue to reject the impunity of the Nigerian police and their officers who will just invite you and then ask you to deposit your passport. I'm going to bring a level 17 civil servant. Even by the civil service rule, there is no level 17 officer, because a level 17 officer in the civil service is a permanent secretary who is politically appointed by the president. So you expect such a person to come and stand shorty for Sowore? I'm not being arrogant and I'm not bragging. But, you know, in 1992, when I was a student leader, Tinubu was and I was more powerful than him in the Nigerian society.
Thank you very much.
How dare them ask me? And I can guarantee you that at that time, Egbetukun probably had just joined the police and he was a sergeant, or that is if he has not punched his age.
So, unfortunately, the media they were in court, and I think the whole idea, just like I've said, is that the police have better things doing with their time. They should be in Sokoto, Zamfara, Kebbi, tackling the Lakurawa terrorist group who are killing our military. You know, instead of all these shenanigans, you know, and bedbox chasing, and it's unnecessary. What we are currently witnessing in Nigeria is completely unnecessary. You know, I'm urging the Nigerian police to stop abusing his power, his office. What he's doing is abuse of power, abuse of office, simplicity. There's no any other name for it. How can you be something because somebody criticizes you? You are using taxpayers' money to prosecute and victimize a critic, your critic, because he has criticized you, he has called you illegal. If somebody says you are an illegal ID, you will just ignore him now if you are not illegal. It's very simple. You know, so I don't see why, and this is setting bad precedents for issues around prosecutorial powers. It's an clear abuse of prosecutorial powers. Okay, finally, thank God I said Marshal is here, so let Marshal come.
Can you shed more light on that? How confident are you?
Mr. Sowore is a man. Firstly, he was invited by a message sent to his phone on WhatsApp. He left his home, traveled away from America, came to Nigeria, and went and walked to the headquarters of the Nigerian police and presented himself to them for questioning. Mr. Sowore was charged in 2019 with trumped up charges for treason in this country. For over 3 years, he stood the rigors of a full trial until he was acquitted by the AGF, who found merit in the fact that the charges were trumped up and should never have been in the first place. If a man who stands trial for an offense, whose result or conviction in is a likely death sentence or life imprisonment, what is the instant charge that he will not stand trial for? Where we all know that the instant charge is both aberrational, illegal, and an attempt to prosecute a Nigerian for speaking truth to power. There is a 16-count charge filed against Mr. Sowore in court today, all centered on his challenge on the illegal occupation of the office of the IG by the present occupants. Section 367 of the police regulations prohibits the filing of a charge of this nature by a police officer who is using the instrument of his office as a tool of settling personal vendetta. The said section 367 of the police regulations prohibits the IG from using his office. This is an abuse of prosecutorial powers by the police. This charge, we repeat, should never have been in the first place, and this charge must be withdrawn by the AGF. We will ensure that we raise the appropriate petitions to the office of the AGF. Section 174 of the Constitution vests in the AGF the power to prosecute and undertake all criminal prosecutions in the country in the AGF. This is a clear abuse of such powers, and the police has no right or reason to file this charge. We have no doubt, we have full confidence that we are ready to go through the rigors of the instant charge, because we know that in the long run it will go like this once before them. It's all charade, it's all a facade, and it should never have been in the first place.
Thank you very much.
I don't see the reason why your time is up, but you don't want to leave office for others to come in. That is selfishness, and that is corruption to the highest level. Because if your time is up, you should do what? Get up and leave office. Let others rule. That's exactly what is happening in Rivers State, because Wike ruled 8 years, his tenure was off, but still he doesn't want to leave Rivers alone. He's just trying to rule the country, rule the state, even being the FCT minister. That is what? That is greediness. Because if you are not greedy enough, you should know that FCT minister they gave you is enough for you to have enough money to yourself. Because we know that Wike had other business aside politics, so FCT is not enough for you, but rather you want to poke nose in the affairs of Rivers State, when your tenure have passed, that means he doesn't want to leave office. What does this our government have with hunger for power? Because if your tenure have finished, you should do what? You should leave office. Simple as that, and let others come in, because there are other persons that are waiting for that seat to be vacant so they can apply, and maybe they have good intention for the country or for the state. But no, we have some selfish people on seat that don't want to leave office. People like IGP police that have retired, or let's say that are meant to have retired last September, but went ahead to extend his plan to sometimes extra 3 years or 2 years added to himself, aside retiring, or aside meant to have retired last year, but extended his retirement plan to next 2 years. That's why Sowore is always calling him an illegal officer in Nigeria, and the man doesn't like it, so he arrested him and then gave him some bail, which he said that he'd rather stay in custody than to carry out those bail. But I guys, everybody, if they watch now in the comments section, I'll do you guys in a minute. Don't forget to subscribe. Stay tuned, guys.